April, and we are going through an acceleration in your timeline. So I'm going to share with you what the energy is, what you can expect, and also what your spirit team wants to tell you specifically throughout this week and for this month too, to remember. So hang out with me. Let me know if you're tuning into the replay or if you're catching me live. I always love to know who's joining in. There is a lot of energy going on, but different kind of energy than maybe we're used to. It doesn't feel so intense. I don't even want to use the word potent. It feels like for the last 2 or 3 years, I've kept saying the energy is so potent. We are in a transformational time. We are in a big season of evolution, most importantly. But we're really traveling between timelines. So things might be crumbling at a rapid pace for you. I have so many dear people in my life that are going through so much grief, and it's so sad, but there's so much beauty in grief also, because we just gather and we love in a different way. We support in a different way. And Spirit's just saying that you might be going through a season of grief, maybe not with somebody, but you're grieving a part of you, a part of your life. I just have like energy in my body. You might be just grieving different parts of you that no longer exist, things that you maybe need, that you're frustrated with. So that's what they're meaning about this grief energy that's maybe going on for you. This is causing some unsettledness. I've had a lot of clients that are just feeling restless. And there's also a message for you that this restlessness is causing you to get fixated on time. Like you feel like you're behind, or you feel like you just don't have enough time, or you're not where you should be. Friend, you are exactly where you're supposed to be. Okay? Your journey is very different than others. And it's not about the results. It's really not the results. That's what the map is. That's where you're headed. That's the game plan. But remember that this is a magical journey. You're meant to just experience it. So Spirit wants to ask you to just, I like this word. They're saying settle. Settle into currently what is for you. What is showing up? What are you being asked to receive? What are you being asked to feel? What are you being asked to see in other people? It looks like there's you're learning a lot about humanity. You're learning about your own boundaries. There's a lot of learning that your soul is going through. There's a lot of karma that's happening also. So within this energy, it can feel quite ungrounded, meaning feeling unstable. That's part of the change that's going on. The old party was dying, and you are connecting more to your soul essence that is wanting to be birthed from you. And so this is why that grief's coming up, that intensity, that emotion. I'm seeing a lot of water, so like tears, baths, drinking water, really connecting to water for sure. Spirit also wants you to know that this might be really confusing to your ego. It might be really confusing. It's fear-based in the sense of like, not anxiety, but rush. We're at a point where we're being asked to just go deeper within our essence. And from a society point of view, we're not taught that. We don't even know what that is. But friend, your soul knows exactly what that means. You have all the answers within you. You don't have to go anywhere else. And even if, oh, Denise, I just read your message. Just made me cry already. Yeah, just surrendering. There's a lot of purging of the old, which means old density of emotion that's no longer serving you. But really, this is about finding a new foundation. Oh, this is a beautiful message. Sink this one in your heart, friends. Spirit is telling you that you're going through a season of life that is very different than any other season you've been through. It's not like the past, and it's not going to be like the future. But Spirit is saying, just go through this season, because it's going to pass. It's not going to last. And you're going to come out with more joy in your heart if you just experience it. Don't fight it. Don't fight it. I'm seeing a lot of you are being given the guidance to rest. Rest, rest, rest. flow with it. I just talked to a lovely person, and she does incredible healing work. She does like sex trafficking work and deep trauma and abandonment and some really, really some of the most intense works that people don't talk about. But through her soul evolution and through her healing, she actually took 2 years off of doing life. She took 2 years off of sabbatical to just surrender. And I really thanked her for sharing that for me, because that's something we're never given permission for. There's never going to be a reason or season that we feel safe doing that, Spirit saying. But with that, you might be going through a season or a reason that you really just need to be alone, to rest and surrender. Spirit has a cool journaling prompt for you. Write this down. They're saying, even if you're pulling oracle cards, maybe, or however you ask for guidance, maybe it's in a meditation, maybe it's just in the bathtub, maybe it's doing dishes, wherever you seek your counsel, but ask them, where am I not allowing myself to receive? I love that. Where is something trying to come to you and give to you, but you're not allowing yourself to receive? I love that. That might even be compliments. Often, as empaths, as very compassionate people, as healers, as these enlightened people that you are, you're so, so kind. And you give compliments, you give so easily, but you struggle to receive. So just like the ocean, you give and you receive. You give and you receive. So I challenge you, friend, every time you give it back to yourself. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for somebody else to do it. Give it back to yourself. We're going through the portal today of 4/4 because it's April 4th, and this is about coming home. It's about getting grounded. It's about our foundation. So what I've been talking about already, but our consciousness is wanting to be rebuilt. And your team is saying that part of that is the foundation of receiving. You are healing generations that have never healed before, that have never received before. They're showing me, especially the woman, they're always the doing, the baking, the putting out, the excessive showing me outwards, all this outward energy. And your soul is here to experience the receiving of that, to give, but to also receive, because that's the law of the universe. So work with this energy intentionally, they're saying, to cultivate this new internal system within your being, one that is really solid. Something just feels like you're just coming home to yourself, whatever that might be for you. So the energy of April is, like I said, transformational, and there's an evolution going on for you. We have the full moon happening this week, which this full moon is a really strong healing energy. So linked to exactly everything I'm sharing with you. And it's meeting with Chiron, which is the wounded healer. So again, these are why we're having some healing breakthroughs, allowing yourself to feel strength. And your team is saying, friend, maybe your prayer every day is, God, give me more strength. Team, be with me. Soul, help me to have more strength. Help me to have more compassion for myself and for others. Have awareness for your wounds that are coming up, because there's a lot of projection energy happening. So what I mean by that is you might be feeling something, but you're putting on somebody else. So you're saying it's their fault. You're shaming them. You're blaming them. You're pinpointing all them. That might be happening. Or you might be receiving that a lot of people are projecting on you, that they're taking their stuff and they're blaming and shaming you, and they're putting it all on you. That's because there's a lot of evolution going on. But the most important thing is that self-accountability. We are only responsible for ourselves, and how other people want to show up is not up to us to control. So this full moon is that cleansing. There's even a spotlight, they're saying, on partnerships, so relationships, and how you show up in relationships. They're saying that you might feel like there's a need to release attitudes, behaviors, patterns that no longer serving you in relationships. different tolerance. Last week, I talked a lot about tolerance and what you're not willing to tolerate anymore. That's okay. Hey, Shailene. There's no need to tolerate something that's so uncomfortable and frustrating for you. You don't need to suffer. I do a lot of healing work on a lot of people that their soul believes, and they have this belief system that they have to suffer all the time. And when they're not suffering, they create suffering unconsciously or consciously. And that was part of my journey too. In one of my past life, I vowed to constant suffering. And I'm so grateful I healed that up, because that helped me to experience joy. But sometimes we get so caught up in the suffering and the hardship. But life is meant to be easy and for us to go through it. Easy doesn't mean not emotional, but it's not meant to be so strenuous, they're saying. So under this full moon, which happening this week, be aware of what's helpful and what's harming you, because this full moon is actually going to illuminate things for us that are going to take our soul to a deeper level. But we really have to be open and willing to receive in order to get there. Okay. Just to touch on April, they're saying as well, April has eclipses. And so we have eclipses happening, and it's during the new moon. So a lot of new opportunities are coming in, highly transformational time. And it's bringing some shifts, some challenges, and some changes within your life. But most importantly, a new opportunity is going to present itself to you. Somewhere, somehow, something new is going to come into your life. And so that's going to be about opening a new chapter for you. That's what April's about. So your team is saying, pray on what you want this new chapter to be. Welcome this chapter in if you aren't specific on what you want that to be. Your team is saying that you really just don't know what you want anymore. There's been so much change that you don't even know what you want. And that's a beautiful place. I want to give you permission that it's okay to be lost. It's okay to not know what's next. It's okay to not have a plan. It's okay to not know what you desire, what you're passionate about. The most important thing is that you're open. The most important thing is that you continue to surrender. And that's saying every day, I surrender this relationship, I surrender this career, I surrender this family dynamic, I surrender whatever. Surrender is not giving up. It's saying that this is really challenging right now, and I want guidance of how to go through it. It's like having that, they're showing me like this. It's like skiing down the mountain and having a ski guide with you to just tell you a few things of like, oh, slow down, oh, speed up, oh, there's a tree coming. It's just that cautionary piece. They're saying your ego hates surrendering, but continue to do it. Just simply saying, I surrender this situation, okay? And with surrender, they're also linking in April, we have Mercury retrograde that's going to happen middle of the month. And Mercury retrograde is a time for slowing down, for deep, deep retrospective. And Mercury retrograde, Mercury is the messenger of God. And so you're going to start to receive messages from your higher self, your angels, your spirit guides that don't want to be ignored. And Lord have mercy, Mercury retrograde can be intense. And so you're going to start to feel that starting even, they're showing me late next week. We're going to be in the shadow phase, what it's called. And so we're going to start to feel life start to slow down a little bit. Miscommunications are going to start to happen. That's why it's important to start communicating with yourself this week. Okay. Yeah, that's starting to feel really complete. So things are coming to an end with Mercury retrograde. And like I said, also new chapters are opening up for you. So a lot of goodness is on the horizon, like always. Yes, yeah, the guidance is surrender, especially under this full moon this week. Just simply have that as an affirmation when you're doing dishes or whatever. Just, I surrender whatever. I surrender my life. I surrender da-da-da. and I'm open to receiving. What are you open to receiving? It's when we surrender that we actually start to receive, because it gets us out of that push energy and into coming down into us. Okay. It feels like I intertwined all of those guidance for you with also the energy. I'm just going to see if there's anything else. Yeah, time is a big one. Another affirmation I want to give you, friends, is I am the source of time. So if you are somebody that's hustling, you're in the chaos, I want you to just say, I am the source of time, because you are. That's how you work with the universe. You are the source of time. Time isn't going faster than you. You aren't losing time. You get to create time. So just saying, I am the source of time, whenever you feel rushed, come back into your heart. And as the clock strikes 222, they show me that's a big number for you this week. Partnership again, 222. So notice it on license plates, on the clock, wherever. 222 is a big theme. But I want to share with you just a prayer. So if you want to take a deep breath with me, drop that breath all the way into your heart. Do one more of those with an audible exhale. So inhale and drop that right into your heart. Beautiful. I say thank you to your team, from my team, for coming forward, for giving you this guidance, for shifting your perspective, shifting your energy within this time, and for all the newness on the horizon. I say thank you for everything we're going through, everything we have gone through, and everything that's yet to come. We trust that the best is yet to come within us. I'm seeing children. I don't know what that means for you, but there's some inner child energy, some fun kid energy coming through. I just want to pray over you, friends, that you experience any healing that you need, that you get the guidance that you need, that you listen to the guidance that you get, and that you can surrender and receive more than ever before. I pray over you that your anxiety decreases and your sense of hustle and chaos subsides, so that you can just be really present within your life. For anybody that's feeling lonely, I pray that they feel connected. For anybody that's suffering, I pray that they get the healing. For anybody suffering with pain, feeling lost, may they find their way through it all. And I say thank you to you, friend, for opening your hearts and for trusting in me and for hearing this message and healing yourself. So for all this and so much more, I say thank you. I trust that it's done. Amen. I am the light, and the light you are too. I hope that message landed for you, friend. Thank you so much for joining me. Oh, Karen, I'm glad it's resonating with you. And Shalene, you've been seeing 222 twice today. Yeah, got that big feeling it was important. Very important. Pay attention to the 222s. You even might notice it anywhere and everywhere, even on your stove. I always see numbers on my stove, the clock too. Perfect, friends. Well, let me know if there's anything that stood out for you. I love when you put it in the comments, because then other people that didn't receive it all, they can see the nuggets that you got. And I feel like you're just the messenger also within this world. So bless you. Have a great week, and I will see you next time. Bye for now, friends.